For my first child, I had episiotomy, yes, alongside with forceps delivery. So there was forceps delivery and there was episiotomy, which was guided. The doctor had to do some tear. While for my second child, I had perineal tear. So you may want to ask, what is the difference between episiotomy and perineal tear? Which one is advisable? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about perineal tear, the different degree or stages of perineal tear, and I'm going to be explaining what episiotomy is all about. All you need to do is just to watch this video till the end. Good day everyone, and welcome back to Nurses Lecture Room. My name is Mercy Mary, and today we're going to be talking about episiotomy and perineal tear. Let me tell you something. When your baby is about to come out, you know the vagina has to stretch as much as the vagina can. It has to stretch in order for the baby to come out. But sometimes the vagina gets tired and like, oh, I cannot stretch any longer. This is how far I can go. Please cut me or allow me tear on my own. So that is what happened during childbirth. And perineal tear or episiotomy, it's very, very common, especially for first time mom. Yes, you may want to ask, how do I know that my perineum is likely to tear? Yes, it is hard to actually predict if a woman's perineum is going to tear or not. But there are some things that puts you at risk. I'll just say at risk of having a vaginal tear. And the first one is being a first-time mom. This is your first time you're pushing a baby out. So there is a risk. There's a likelihood that it's going to tear. Then the second one is you're having a big baby. If you're having a big baby, we're talking about big babies, definitely it might increase your chances of having a tear. Then the third one is if you're having a forceps delivery, also known as the venous delivery. Yeah, I had a forceps delivery in my first baby, and that made them to give me episiotomy. Then the fourth one I have to share with you is you are spending too much time on the second stage of labor. So if you are fully dilated, you are pushing and the baby is not forthcoming, it's taking longer than expected, that's going to give you a clue that you're likely going to have a tear or an episiotomy. Okay, then that takes me to the next heading I would like to discuss on this video, and that is the different degree of tear. So we have the first, second, third, and fourth degree tear when it comes to perineum tear. So the first degree tear is more or less like the surface tear. It's not deep, it's just the skin. It's just the skin that is being affected. Then the second degree tear is not just the skin that is being affected, the skin and the muscles are affected. Then in terms of the third degree tear, the skin is affected, the muscle is affected, and also the muscles of the anus, that's where you used to pass fecal matter. The muscles of the anus, that muscles that control your anus, is being affected, and that is not good. That's the third degree tear. Then the fourth degree tear, not just the muscles of the anus that is affected, the lining of the anus, the inside of the anus is also affected. That is the worst of it all. That is the height. Yes, we have first degree tear, second degree tear, third degree tear, and fourth degree tear. And some of these tears require surgical intervention. In terms of the treatment of the various degree of tear, let me just break it down. The first degree tear doesn't need any intervention. It just heals on its own naturally with no stress. Then the second degree tear requires some stitches to put them back in place. So the doctor have to stitch you to get them back. But you see the third degree and the fourth degree tear, there's an increased likelihood of you going into the theater to get that wound sorted out. Okay, now you understand what perineal tear is and the various degree associated with it. Now let's talk about episiotomy. So an episiotomy is a cut in your perineum. Yes, this one, the obstetrician, the midwife, the doctor in charge, or the midwife in charge, they are the one that usually do the cuts themselves. So it's not like it cuts on its own naturally like your perineal tear. But episiotomy, the doctors, the midwife, they're the one that usually give the cuts. And they only do this if there is no other option. Yes, they do it in order to prevent third and fourth degree tear. So they've weighed the whole scenario. They say, oh, if I allow this person to push, the tear that is likely going to happen is going to be third degree or fourth degree tear. And they will think about it, they're like, oh, the best option in this situation is to give an episiotomy. Because when they give an episiotomy, it prevents third degree and fourth degree tear. Remember, third and fourth degree tear can take you back to the theater to get it sorted out. But if the doctor gives you an episiotomy, it's not going to get to the third and fourth degree tear. So there will be no need to take you back to the theater because they guided you through. All right. So they only give this episiotomy if there is no option. And this episiotomy is usually done, I think, with forceps delivery. If you're having a forceps delivery, the doctors might just guide it through with their scissors to make sure everything is well opened and the baby comes out successfully. So I think in terms of which one is advisable, if it's episiotomy or perineal tear, it all depends on the healthcare practitioner, I would say, because they know what is going to happen. They know if they leave it like this, it's going to end up in a third or fourth degree tear. Or if they don't do it like this, it's going to result in you going to the theater. So I think that decision is best made by those looking at it down there. Okay, please and please, I advise you allow them make that decision. Okay, so you have quick recovery after birth. All right, so this is what I have to share with you about episiotomy and vaginal tear. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to share with a friend if you got value. For all my returning subscribers, this is Nurse Mercy Mary saying thank you. Bye and see you in our next video.